Hey guys, I'm Joe and this is Foolproof Hunter. Today I'm going over my top 5 2024 most disappointing whiskeys and bourbons. Stay tuned. So a few ground rules. I wasn't going to do this video, but then I decided to do it mainly because I had the bottles and these were fairly disappointing for one reason or another. I will tell you this, that mostly the reason for the disappointment was either I was expecting more out of these or the price was just so high on them compared to the juice inside. There is one caveat. Of course, the number 1 spot was definitely one that I couldn't drink. We'll get to that one in just a little bit. So first up, a couple honorable mentions. Knob Creek smoked maple. So when I reviewed this, I thought it was really good for the price. I think this retails for around $30–35. It is extremely sweet. It's very, very sweet. It makes a great old fashioned. It makes great cocktails if you're looking for something sweet and something oaky and something with a little smoke on it. But other than that, drinking it neat to me is just, it's way too sweet for me to drink. That's why it didn't really make the list, because you know, for $35 it really doesn't break the bank. But I will only be using this for cocktails and such things. I'm typically judging most of these based on the fact that you can't drink them neat, which is typically about how I drink 90–95% of my whiskey and bourbon. So that's how I'm kind of judging all of these. So up next is a bottle that I was really glad to see just sitting on the shelf late in 2024. Of course, it carried I'm not sure what the retail value on this is, but I definitely paid probably a little above that, which is why it made the list. When I got it home and tasted it for the first time, and if you saw the short, I wasn't exactly blown away with it. So another honorable mention is Elijah Craig 18. So when I bought this one, I definitely paid probably above retail for it. Not much, but just a little bit. When I did get it home and reviewed it, but the oak was just very astringent, very tanny to me. There wasn't a lot of sweetness there. It had this drying effect on it. It just didn't live up to that price tag. And I have seemed to go back to it a little more here and there. So hopefully it will keep opening up and become something that I can sip on going forward. So up next is a brand I don't see a lot of people talking about, probably mostly because it is a budget brand, at least the ones I've had up until now, and it's the Redemption Wheated. So it's a 96 proof with 51% corn, 45% winter wheat, and 4% malted barley. And when I saw that winter wheat mash bill, I got really excited because I do love the Ben Holidays and I love the Middle West stuff. So I was really excited when I saw this. Some of the other Redemption stuff I've tried are the high rye bourbon and then the rye whiskey. They were all really good. Even the normal bourbon for around the $23 to $25 mark are not bad for the price. They're light, of course, but this one, I think I picked up for somewhere around the mid $40s to $50 range, which I think is roughly retail for it. And so it's just, there wasn't much here as far as flavors. The flavors that were there were nice. They were just, there was no pronounced flavor there. Just some light sugars, light brown sugars, you know, a very light caramel, just not a lot of proof in it, and it was just kind of meh. Just hit my palate very meh. And for around the $50 mark, there are a ton of other good bourbons on the market. You know, you got your Green Rivers, your Benchmarks, Buffalo Trace, of course, your Rebels. So with that, that's why this one comes in the number 5 spot. Again, most of these are not bad whiskeys, not bad bourbons or whiskeys. It's just the fact that for the price I paid, they just didn't deliver on that price point. And with that is the Representative. Again, great flavors here. Anything bad about this whiskey? It's just the fact that for $57, which there just wasn't much there. I felt like I kept going back to like High West, just the straight bourbon, and even the Even the Redwood Empire, the Pipe Dream for $30, $35 would just blow this away, you know, in blinds that I would do. So for that $57, I felt like this was just kind of a disappointment. Again, most of these I will drink, like this one here, you can see I'm down to about half or roughly. So these are bourbons and whiskeys I will go back to. It's just the fact that it just let me down in one way or the other. So with that, the Representative hits my list at number 4. So number 3 on the list was one that I was anticipating, the Baker 7 High Rye Bourbon. This one, as you can tell, I have not had a lot out of it. It's very rye forward, very minty. Again, I've just been getting into rye, very rye forward, very minty, very rye spice. There's some great flavors in it. It just, for my palate at this moment, I'm not sure what retail is on this, but I think I paid somewhere around $75 for this. I will keep going back to it. Hopefully it kind of opens up or my palate kind of gets acclimated or changes to it. But for right now, it was just a little bit of a disappointment to pay that much for a whiskey that I was excited for, and ultimately was just one that I didn't go back to after the first couple of initial sips. So with that, this makes the list at number 3. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof Batch A124. So when I picked this one up, I hadn't heard any of the negativity that had stirred within the whiskey world yet. But I got home, I was excited to crack it open, which I did, and immediately there was just this note of rye spice and very, very oaky, very, very tannic. And one of the things I do remember mostly about it was how drying it was on the front to mid palate, just how dry it left my mouth. Now, granted, as you can see, I've drank through a little bit of it here recently. I have gotten to where I like it a little more and more every time I go back to it. Whether or not it's opening up or the fact that I'm just getting more acclimated to it, I don't know. But initially, it was definitely one that I definitely didn't like. Had several friends try it, and they all of them said the exact same thing. It's very dry, very oaky, very tannic. Just not a lot going on that made people want to continue drinking it. So that's why this one makes my list at number 2. So my number 1 choice is actually a bottle that I don't even own anymore, and that is from a distillery that I actually like a lot of their offerings. But for my number 1 spot was an actual bottle that I actually could not drink, and that is the Clyde Mays 9-year cask strength straight rye whiskey. From the moment that I cracked this bottle open and smelled it, extremely earthy ground kind of notes to it, very rye forward. One of those whiskeys that just hits you in the mouth and keeps hitting you. Very, very earthy, very drying, a lot of heavy rye spice and pepper notes. So it is the one bottle from 2024 that I personally purchased that I cannot drink. All the rest of these are bottles that I was just disappointed in one way or the other, but they're definitely bottles that I can go back to and drink. So that's my top 5 list from 2024 of bottles I personally purchased that disappointed me in one way or the other. So let me know down in the comments if you purchased anything from 2024 that let you down personally. So if you made it all the way to the end, I appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see more content like this. Let me know in the comments, do y'all want to see videos like this? I have a lot of video ideas coming up. Let me know in the comments if there's any videos y'all would like to see, any type of review videos, any type of top 10, top 5 lists, whether it be good or bad. Let me know what y'all want to see on this channel. So until the next time, cheers y'all.